Hi, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, resident day trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for the day. Man, I want today back so bad. Today was I guess I don't want it back. I don't want it back. I just I paid a lot for tuition today. I paid a lot for tuition, but like my guy Jack said in the chat today, it was private school to out of state tuition. It's expensive, but I believe the lessons were well worth it. You know, um, I kind of had I guess it's hard to say a breakthrough before you actually get to see the true effect of it, which will be, the days to come in the market after today. But just realizing the difference or the significance of choppy price action and clean price action. Um, we had a big discussion in live stream today about edge, and of course, when somebody comes in and sees me red $113, three red trades, it's hard to say. It's hard for me to argue that I have edge, but I do believe I have edge, and I believe my edge is reading price action. And the edge to my setup, my trading setup, is when I see a particular type of price action happening around a particular level of support, going long there works more times than it doesn't. And today, I realized, I don't know, let's just go into it. My first trade today was on Shell. Now, if you look at this trading action here, where it's really big candles, really big rangy, like it's going way up and way down, way up and way down. This is really difficult to predict, right? But once it kind of calms down and starts making clear highs and lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, now you can kind of see what's going on, you know? And it just really became blatantly clear, and I'll illustrate that a little more as we go along through my trades. But this type of price action is just it's what I need to stay away from, and this is actually why I have the 10-minute timer that's supposed to keep me out of the open, the price action that happens right after the open. So I have a 10-minute timer. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I got in after the close of the 10-minute candle. But it's just the blue line is my high volume support line, and the orange is VWAP. And when those two are close together and tested together as support, that's my setup, right? But this is clearly not my setup. So regardless of the price action, this is way above HVS, and the entry that I have to take because of the size of this candle is way above VWAP also. So it's just a bad entry no matter how you cut it. It's just a bad trade. Now, if you look at how the trade unfolds in the beginning, it doesn't look so bad, right? I mean, you got this really strong sign of bullishness. You got this big move up here, but then it gets slapped back down, which is a bad sign. But it comes back down to VWAP and then breaks over that high and makes another high. Then it comes back down and tests VWAP again. At this point, it seems like, kind of a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low move up, right? But in reality, this is a pretty wide range candle, and it's far away from this support, and the risk to reward on this type of entry is really poor because I have to take such a wide stop which really the stop should be under here because this is the true support in my opinion. Believe this support is stronger than this support. But as it plays out and you start seeing the narrow range candles, really kind of puts how wide range and rangy these candles are. But it's not a clean move up. I have a picture right here of a clean move up, and this is not it, right? This is a fight back and forth. You got the buyers in control, then you got the sellers in control. Then you got the buyers back in control, then the sellers are back into control, right? And then the buyers push it back up, but the sellers knock it right back down, you know? And what I really have been needing to add in is just, I get such tunnel vision, but if you just look at the 5 minute, look at these two topping, look, this topping tail alone is a bad sign, right? This topping tail alone is a bad sign. This is a disqualifier, long top tails. I didn't even glance at the 5 minute chart. Didn't even glance at it. So really looking at the 5 minute chart and just getting a bigger picture of what's happening, you know, getting a perspective of where the price action is happening in a bigger picture, in a higher time frame, would help out a lot, because that makes this look like a terrible trade buying up here, you know, fighting this selling pressure that is clearly up in here in this level, you know. So today's 5/2/24. So Shell, that's choppy price action. When every other candle is a color change, that's automatic choppy. Super wide ranging candles, just volume everywhere. It's not a good look. Need to reference higher time frames for entry. But choppy price action extended from 2x support. And then when I entered the second time, bro, I entered below VWAP. That's a rule break that I'm really disgusted about, because I haven't done that in a long time. That was just like FOMO, wanting to get it back, wanting to get a really, really low entry price on what I hoped would be another move up. Second entry was like really, really a flagrant foul. Flagrant foul. Below VWAP. Big rule break. Minus 2 plus R. Man, so just really have to be less rushed in the moment and more focused. Like when trading's over and we're just chilling in the chat, I'm looking at price action and we're talking about things, and man, this stuff is pretty easy to predict. But it's just like in that moment where I feel like the pressure's on for me to make a quick decision, I don't have good habits of looking at the entire picture. Like, I'm thinking about moving the 5 minute up here, since I'm used to looking up here, just so I can kind of change my routine and get used to looking at the 5 and then coming down here to look for an entry. You know, something. I got to do something different. I got to do something different for sure. I'm even thinking about watching the 5 on my watch screen, and then looking at when I see something near support on the 5, then I can come over here and look at the 2 and see what's actually going on. See if something's actually setting up. My only thing with that is like the FOMO of missing the setup, because I'm not used to looking at the 5 minute like that. But I just like, all right, anyway, let's move on. We may come back to that, but a lot to talk about on this one today. So Pretty much same situation here with Amazon. Big wide range move up, wide range move back down. You know, it's just not. This is not what I'm looking for. I want a smooth move up and a shallow move down. You know, big red candles, aggressive pullback, disqualifier. This right here was a disqualifier. And there was a little voice in my head too, right before I made the entry. Like, I know you see that big red candle right there. But then the test to VWAP and HVS, you know, made me feel like it's okay. But I have this written as a disqualifier for a very good reason, because it literally disqualifies the trade. Because when that happens, it shows that there's a lot of sellers, a lot of selling pressure. And so what does it do? It makes a double top and trades back down. So this was a great, having this as a disqualifier is an awesome thing to have on my playbook right here. Don't get in after you see a big red candle like that. It's a disqualifier. Man, this might be the biggest candle of the day right here. Big red candle. So, yeah, I just, you know, sometimes when it checks the boxes technically, you know, you got a higher high, higher low, long bottom tail at VWAP and HVS. Okay, it does technically check all the boxes. But what about these? Long topping tail. No, I mean, you got that topping tail there. But the big red candle, aggressive pullback on volume. Disqualifier. But I got the blinders on, and I'm just like, let me give it a try. I'm already down 2R on Shell. Bruh, ridiculous. So, yeah, ignored disqualifier. Big red candle. Stopped. Minus 1R. And actually, I didn't even get stopped out. My broker stopped me out. My broker said, that's enough. You're done for the day, buddy. I got my max loss set at 75, so they really let me go. I was holding my breath hoping Amazon would go back in and save me. But, yeah, that did not happen. It did not happen. And now for the worst trade of the day here. Not worst trade of the day, but the biggest missed opportunity. Probably of the week, of the month. Boeing. So let me tell you a story about Boeing. I pulled Boeing up this morning. And I noticed this level right here. I actually noticed it on the hourly first. We can switch back to that. On the hourly, I saw this and I saw this. And I was like, wow, what is that? 174? 174.07? 173.70? 173. Okay, 174 is looking very significant. Another tap right here. 174. A little bit of action over in here. So I'm like, okay, 174 looks like a very significant level if it breaks out. And then I looked on the daily. Oh, I already got that. Looked on the daily. Come on. And it's right here, clear level. These three candles right there testing 174 and coming back down. And then we opened over yesterday's close and we're heading up to 174 in pre-market, like the clearest level. And then I'm looking at how high I think it will go past 174. So I look at this candle and see, okay, the last time it was up above 174, it went up to 177.64. So this could be a great play from 174 to 177. So I even set an alert. I never set alerts. I set an alert for 173.76 so that if it breaks, if it starts getting close to 174, I want to get an alert so I can get my eyes on it. Now, let's back up a little bit for cinematic purposes. So I get an alert on the first candle. First candle of the day goes up to 173.76. Then it trades down, which is kind of normal, I'm seeing, for something that trades up pre-market. It tends to trade down at the open, kind of selling off from all the pre-market gains. And then it starts to make its move up. So I'm totally all over BA right now. I think alert goes off again as it approaches 173.76 again. And so now I'm all over it. And then boom, it breaks over 174. Now I'm like, okay, I don't want to miss this. What's my strategy is pullbacks. I do not trade breakouts whatsoever. My strategy is let it test the level, let it pull back, and then go. You know what I mean? So instead of being patient and waiting for a pullback, the next candle that breaks through 174, I'm diving into this thing. So I just throw an order in. It fills me at 174.20, way above where I was trying to get in. I was trying to get in at 174.01, but I just threw the order in there so I could get into the trade. FOMO, chasing, and look at this. Look how ridiculous this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles up. Like, if something was ever due for a pullback, it is this move right here. Right? So I get in, triggers me in 20 cents higher. So now my stop is nowhere near anywhere safe. And what happens? It starts to pull back immediately. And I stop out. Not only do I stop out, but I have max loss for the day. And my broker basically kicks me out of my account for the day, which is their job because that's what I told them to do. So now I'm done. I'm shut down for the day. I watch it pull back to VWAP, which is my preferred entry. And then what does it do? All day long. And you know where it breaks through? 177. Way past 177. It goes up way past 177. So I had to sit here all day long and watch my thesis, my great idea of trading it from 174 to 177. I just had to sit here and watch it play out without me in it. That's punishment for breaking your rules right there, if there was a punishment. Oh, man. I was pretty sad in this moment for sure. But shout out to everybody who was in the live stream, man. We got a nice family in there right now, man. Really nice family in there, man. Shout out to all y'all that was in there, man. Had some great support in there today. Reminded me that, just some lessons learned. We all there, we all learning lessons, and tomorrow's another day. And it's going to be all right. But, the bright side to this is that I planned this trade out and it played out exactly how I wanted it to play out. So it's like a reminder that I know what I'm doing. I just need to tighten up and do it right. I need to do it according to this plan this strategy that I've created over thousands of trades, right? And just stick to it. It works. It works. It gets me into the good trades and keeps me out of the bad trades when I follow it. When I pay attention to the checklist and I pay attention to the disqualifiers, it works. It just works, Yeah, so that was tough, man. That was really tough, man. Bought the breakout. Stopped out. Proceeded to target my minus 1R. But yeah, I mean, the price action was predictable. Everything about this was predictable except me. Like, who would have predicted that I would dive in at resistance at the first break of resistance and not wait for the pullback to get in at VWAP. Look at that nice narrow range candle. I could have got in with double the shares that I tried to get in there, here. And man, I mean, I'm talking about caked money. Like that's you can make back a week in a move like that, you know. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I learned a great lesson, man. I learned a lot of lessons about myself today, and I feel like I got a nice confidence booster, and just realizing that I'm good at reading price action, and I need to be patient and wait for the type of price action that I can read. You know, I have so many days where I get stopped out at the beginning of my day, and then I sit back and just predict all these moves because they're so clear. You know, we were watching QCOM today, and a few weeks ago, I would have bought this retracement to VWAP right here, right? But today, I called it to go back down to 177. Why? It's actually so clear. Look at this move up from 178.19 to 181.69. Nice smooth move up. A little bit of action right here, but pretty much a smooth move up. And then your pullback, you want on a bullish move, the buyers are coming back in at about a 50% retracement. So the fact that nobody stepped in right here to push this thing back up lets me know that the buyers aren't interested and the sellers are in control, right? So if we're to pull all the way back down here, this is like 100% retracement from where it began. It basically came all the way back down. Like, why are no buyers interested in buying this all the way down? This thing is done. It's done. So I was like, yeah, it's probably going to bounce right here at VWAP, but then it's going to roll over and go down to 177. Like we called it right there in the live stream, man, and it did just that. And I was just like, dang, man, it's so clear. But a couple weeks ago, I would have taken this because this looks like a great test to VWAP. Got the bottoming tail hammer candle. You know what I mean? It's a nice retracement as far as, you know, it's not steep. It's shallow. It's calm. You know, it's not too aggressive. But it's too long. It's too long, you know? So I feel like I got the juice. I just got to tighten up, man. I got to tighten up and be more disciplined and more patient and differentiate the good price action from the choppy, unpredictable price action. Like this price action right here is very choppy, a lot of overlap, a lot of tails up and down. But then once we get past that, it starts getting a little more predictable. It's calmed down, right? We get clear, higher highs and higher lows. Those are pretty easy to predict. So, yeah, just got to do better, man. Today was definitely a painful lesson watching BA do what it did and just planning it out, setting alerts and executing so poorly on it and then watching it go, man. Like this would have felt so good to have planned this out and then traded like a rock star, man. Like that would have been cool, you know. Could have made a video on it. But, you know, that's how it goes. That's the game. That's why we have stop losses and, you know, manage risk and be back tomorrow. Biggest loss for a while now, but it's cool. It's one day. One trade out of a bucket of hopefully better trades. And, man, shout out to all you guys in the live stream. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. About half of you guys who watch the videos aren't subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button for me, please, as well. Love to see you guys in the stream tomorrow morning. We'll be back. Tomorrow's Fun Friday. it can be a very fun Friday if we're disciplined, if I'm disciplined, and just trade the system and be patient for the clean price action. We got this, y'all. All right, man. Thanks for watching. Peace.